Yo, what up guys, I'm the Cryptic Espada. With today's video, I'm going to talk about my honest opinion after finishing The Last of Us Part 2. Before we start with the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 60 subs. I would appreciate that y'all will help me reach this goal. And with that out of the way, let's start with the video. First off, I'm going to talk about my own experience leading up to The Last of Us Part 2. If you don't want to hear that and just go straight to my review, I will leave a timestamp on the video right now. Where do I start, guys? Back when The Last of Us Part 1 came out, I didn't play the game. I only watched some YouTubers playing it online. I really enjoy watching the story, but I didn't have the experience of playing the game. Fast forward 2020, when the leaks came out, I'm going to be honest. I just read the leaks online because I didn't care for The Last of Us Part 2. I really wasn't planning to buy The Last of Us Part 2. I read the leaks online and almost forgot about everything except for the major things. After the gameplay trailer came out, I'm not going to lie, I was impressed and got excited. But I wasn't that convinced on buying the game in its first week. Then the reviews came out. After that I was sold. I was like, okay, let me play The Last of Us Remastered and finish the game before the release day of The Last of Us Part 2. And when I'm done with that, I'm not late on reviewing the game. I don't know who said this, but he was right with his statement on The Last of Us Part 1. It's a game with 10 out of 10 story with 6 out of 10 gameplay. I love playing the remastered. I was really enjoying the story and the gameplay was okay, nothing mind-blowing. I finished the remastered version 2 days after the release of The Last of Us Part 2, and then I saw a lot of mixed opinions on the game by normal gamers. I ain't gonna lie, I was really skeptical on buying The Last of Us Part 2, but I really want to experience the game on my own and see the controversial ending. So yeah, I bought the game 3 days after release, and now I will talk more in depth with this review of The Last of Us Part 2. Be warned, I will spoil some things. First off, the graphics. This game is so beautiful. I really was expecting a well-designed game, but my god, Naughty Dog really knocked it out of the park with this game. The characters look realistic, the world feels real. When you look at certain places the game takes you, you can really tell that Naughty Dog put some effort and love in creating such an amazing world. And the way they transition from gameplay to cutscene and vice versa is so amazing to look at. The cutscenes are so good and well done. My respect to Naughty Dog on making this game look fucking amazing. And now, the gameplay. Like I said, The Last of Us Part 1 is a game with a 10 out of 10 story and 6 out of 10 gameplay. This is just for me, but I really enjoyed playing The Last of Us Part 2 gameplay wise. I really enjoyed myself playing this game, way more than the first game. Is the gameplay better than the first game? Yes, it is. But is it innovating? No, it's not. They went with the formula. Don't fix it if it ain't broke. They just tweaked it a little bit. That's what they did. For me, gameplay wise, The Last of Us Part 2 is so much better than the first one. The gameplay feels more suspenseful and is more tense because of the different types of enemies. The higher the difficulty, you really feel how important crafting and looting is, and especially not missing your shots. With this game, I felt more angry towards myself if I miss my shots at the high difficulties. Let me talk about the AI. We all can agree that the AI of the enemies are really good and intelligent. They know how to attack you, especially how to flank you and come in groups at you. Okay, now let me talk about the AI of your teammates. I saw a lot of gameplay of people where the AI of their teammates were useless, especially Dina. For me, the AI wasn't that bad. Okay, listen, every gunfight, I approach it like I'm the only one there. I'm not trying to rely on a teammate. Most of the time, Dina kills one or if I was lucky, 2 enemies for me. I feel like Jesse and Lev were good companions. They helped a lot in fights, way more compared to Dina. I didn't have any bugs with the game. Everything ran smooth. My only problem I have is that the gameplay is not that innovating. After 7 years, we can now jump and go prone. It's not that special, people, but I enjoyed the gameplay of The Last of Us Part 2. And now I will talk about the story. Damn, where do I start with this, guys? Okay, do I hate the story? No. Do I like the story? Yes, I do. But the story has some problems that you cannot ignore. The game has some great moments story-wise, with as highlight the flashback with Ellie and Joel. But the game also has some moments where you were like, really? I don't know about this way of writing, man. I didn't catch on to this until the end. is that characters are getting saved so many times by plot armor. After seeing people's reviews on it, I really saw how convenient the plot is toward characters at certain points. We're talking about Game of Thrones Season 8 plot armor. Just when it looked like Abby or Ellie is going to die, conveniently someone saves them. I ain't gonna lie, I was thinking like, damn, what a small world, huh? Running into each other at the same place, at the exact same time, what a coincidence. I ain't got a problem with it, but I have to agree with people that this is low-key bad writing. What made the first game great was the interactions between characters, especially Joel and Ellie. Now in The Last of Us Part 2, there are moments where you give the story a 10 out of 10, but there also are moments that are fucking cringy. The relationship between Dinah and Ellie was interesting. It had some good moments and some cringy moments as well. The problem I have is that we don't see the relation progress that much because half of the game we play as Abby. Let me talk about the elephant in the room, Abby. I like what they did with Abby. Between Abby and Ellie, Abby has some of the best parts in the game, the best missions and moments. But Abby also has some of the slowest / boring parts of the game. I feel like Ellie's part was way more consistent. I was enjoying every part of Ellie compared to Abby's part, which I also like. The problem people have with Abby is playing as her. People don't like her, which is fine. I like Abby, but I can't understand why people do not like her part. I feel like most people were sucked out of the game the moment Joel died. I wasn't, but I can't see why people were sucked out of the game because of it. Joel is one of the most beloved characters in gaming history, and he dies in the first hour of the game. Joel is dead now. Was I mad? No. Was I shocked? I was very shocked. I predicted Joel to die in this game, but I didn't expect it to happen so soon in the game. I was very shocked to see him die. I wish we saw him a little bit more in the game, but yeah, did I hate Abby because of this? Yes, in the beginning. But the moment we play as Abby in a flashback and see the reason why she killed Joel, I totally understood it. I know a lot of people don't like to hear this, but Joel was not a great person. Joel made a very selfish choice when he saved Ellie. He low-key died because of his own actions. I understood Abby's reason to get revenge at Joel. With Abby's part, we see a different perspective. In their point of view, Ellie's camp are the bad guys, and in the beginning we see Abby as the bad guys. Both sides are good and bad. In Abby's part, we see a whole community that lives with each other. We see them make jokes and loving each other. We see how the other side lives. We see how Abby is with her friends, her loved ones, and how she is with animals and other people. We see that Abby is not that bad of a person compared to Joel and Ellie. But the problem people have, I don't have this problem myself, but I can see why people are having this problem, is that we bought this game for Ellie's story, not Abby's. That's why a lot of people don't care how sweet or good Abby is. She killed Joel despite having a good reason in my opinion. Joel killed her father. She then goes on a revenge route and kills Joel. She lets Ellie and Tommy live. Then they go on a revenge route. Tommy kills Manny, and Ellie kills Nora. Then she kills Abby's lover Owen. And then she kills Mel, who was pregnant at the time. And because of that, Abby wants revenge, and she goes on to kill Jesse. She leaves Tommy paralyzed, and she could have easily killed a pregnant Dinah and Ellie, but she let them two live. You see how all those deaths happened because of Joel's decision in The Last of Us Part 1 to not let Ellie die. Would I have done the same thing as Joel in his position? I don't know. Maybe the doctors could not have found a cure if they killed Ellie, but I'd rather die trying than not have tried anything to find a cure. Let's talk about the ending. The mission was dope, a really good mission, but the story was a little bit weird to me. So Ellie comes all the way to Santa Barbara to save Abby and then try to kill her because she wanted to be the one that kills her. She saves Abby. They both go to the sea to get on a boat and escape the place. But then Ellie wants to kill Abby in the water. Remember, she had plenty of opportunities while walking to the boats to kill Abby, but she only decided to do it when they were on the water. So yeah, Abby refuses to fight. Then Ellie throws her into the water and threatens to kill Lev if she won't fight her. The writing is very spooky because she had plenty of opportunities to kill Abby. Then they fight. Ellie gets the upper hand and she can't kill Abby. But then she remembers a memory of Joel and Ellie decides to let Abby live. Abby escapes with Lev and Ellie leaves with nothing. At the end, she came all the way to Santa Barbara for nothing. Just to lose her relationship with Dinah and JJ. She loses 2 fingers just to realize that revenge is not worth it. Ellie lost almost everything for absolutely nothing. Abby still lives at the end. Dinah left her. Joel is dead and 2 of her fingers are gone. At the end, she's all alone. Is the ending dark? Yes, but I understood what they were trying to do. In The Last of Us Part 1, remember when Joel and Ellie met Henry and Sam? Sam asked Ellie if she was scared of something. After a long story, she told Sam that she was scared of ending all alone, which happens in The Last of Us Part 2. At the end of the game, she's all alone now. Everyone she cares for is dead or left her. With that kind of ending, I think they will make a Last of Us Part 3. They must make it, because there are a lot of things that need to be answered. Like, who are the Scars? Who are the WLF? And way more stuff that need to be answered. If this was the ending of the whole series, then the ending is bad for me. If they make The Last of Us Part 3, then the ending will just be okay for me now. I didn't hate the ending, but the ending was not that amazing as well. I expected way worse when I read people's opinions online. So yeah, what do I give The Last of Us Part 2? For me, it's a good game with problems. In every aspect except the story is better than the first game. Gameplay wise, it's not that much of a difference between the first game, but for me, it's way more enjoyable now. Graphic wise, it's one of the best games out there. One of the best looking games you ever see. Story wise, it's not that great as the first game. It still has some great moments, but there are a lot of moments where I'm questioning the writing of the story. I give The Last of Us Part 2 a 7.5 out of 10. Should you get The Last of Us Part 2? If you did like the first game, get the sequel right away. It's really a great experience playing the game. With all its problems in the story, it's still one of the best games of PS4. If you are not that big of a fan of The Last of Us, just wait when the game goes on sale. But at least whenever it happens, play the game at least one time. It is just a different experience that every PS4 player should experience. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about this. Fuck the guitar. I hated that thing. In the beginning with Ellie and Joel, it was nice to see it. But later on it became very annoying. Fuck the guitar, man. And yeah, this was my review on The Last of Us Part 2. Thanks for watching this video. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on post notifications on so you miss a video. Comment down below your thoughts on The Last of Us Part 2. Also, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Links are in the description. And that's it. I hope you're having a fine day. Until my next video. Peace out.